Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. Welcome to another What Else is Going On, aka We Go podcast episode slash YouTube video. I'm your girl, your host, Taria. Um, I thought about making this a live, but we'd have been here for 4 hours, y'all having fun. I have heard y'all. Y'all said it's time for another live. I agree. So I'm gonna try to do one this week. I will make sure, even if it's within the same day that I put advance notice, that I just don't pop on. I promise you, I got you on that. I will do a post letting y'all know. How are y'all? I miss y'all. I hope that y'all miss me. So we're gonna go over a couple things. So I'm gonna do a really quick recap of Rhode Island because y'all don't really be watching that video anyway. But the podcast episodes do well. The people listen to it over there. So I'm like, well, I'll just do a quick recap, and then I want to talk about some other things. I'll do a very quick, and I mean it, Rory recap. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in Miami and talk a little bit about Atlanta. Okay. So I hope y'all stick with me. I'll make sure to do the timestamps. Y'all see me crossing my fingers. This is not like when people will tell a lie when you're younger and you cross your fingers, like you're not lying. No, this is like because I need to remember. But all right, y'all. Let's get into it. Let's get into Rory, honey. Did y'all watch? Okay, so some people may consider this being a filler episode. I personally, what people consider filler episodes, I like. I can't be on 10 all the time. My personality, some may say it's big or, out there. I can't all, but my body is not set up to handle being at a level 10 at all times. And I like when we have what people say a filler episode. I welcomed it. And that's what, so if we're going to go by what people consider episodes to be filler, I think this will probably be one, right? But I enjoyed the episode. Yeah, I feel like I haven't watched Rhode Island in 2 weeks, but I did watch it. I just haven't talked about it in 2 weeks. That's why. So let's get into it. So we get the aftermath of Joellen and Liz. Remember, Joellen and Liz had a sit down. Liz told her, "You fake. You ain't my friend. We ain't best friends. You whack. You're twisted. Your girl's a hoe. You broke. Kid ain't short." Like Liz tells her all the things, right? So Joellen just kind of like, so the aftermath. She gets in her car. Liz leaves. Then Joellen leaves. She gets in her car. She calls Rosie and was basically like, "It went left. It didn't go good." No, she calls Alicia. It didn't let go. It didn't go good. Alicia is like, "Man, that's not cool." And that's just what it was. It went left. And that Rosie was only in, I'm sorry, Joellen was only in the episode, I think, one other time. In her confessional, though, she does say that she's fine. It's fine. She's just going to, she has to push the rejection down and she gets teary eyed a little bit. And she said, "It's not pity me. It's just, I've been used to doing that since I was a kid." She going to push the feelings down. It's fine. Rula goes to see Brian at his podiatrist office and she has a box and something in her hand. When she goes in, she says hello to the people working there. And she says, "Is he in there with someone?" Y'all, was it just me? I felt like I felt like they tensed up, and they probably didn't. Maybe it was me tensing up, like her asking that question, like, "Is he in there with the mistress?" I don't know. I just because the mistress is a part minority owner in the business, so if she was there, I don't know. I just got kind of whatever. So Rula had an accident where one of her toes hit the corner of her vanity, and she had to get the toenail removed. Brian had to remove the toenail, and so there's a healing oil she's been using, but she wants him to do something to it. So while they're in there, she's like, summer's going by so fast. We normally have a party. We need to have a party. They're going to do Arabian Nights. She's so excited for her and Brian to do this party. They've decided everybody can come. What's her name? Rule is like, "I'm going to invite everybody." And Brian's like, "Everybody." And they put, yes, everybody except for Joellen and her husband, Gary. They are off the list. They will not be in her backyard for her Arabian Nights party. They will not be a backyard again. They will be in their house. Okay. They ain't coming. I said, "Oh, well, okay. Can't get mad at that." Next up, we're at Ashley's house. Ashley's dad is there. Was that Ashley's mama or stepmama or something? Because I rewound back more than once to see her title card. I must have missed it. Because at first I said, is that the child's nanny? But then when she got involved in conversation, I said, she's got to be something to her. So I was like, is that her mom? Y'all let me know if y'all watch. Listen, Jared doesn't want to sell that coffee shop. Ashley wants him to sell it to do other things to make more money. Like how she makes a lot of money. Ashley makes a ton of money just doing social media stuff, right? Jared can do that as well. So to me, Ashley's presenting it like, I mean, no, I wouldn't want you to give it up or sell it if it brought you joy. But deep down, I think you'll feel relieved. I think Ashley's trying to convince him, and Jared is trying to be cautious about him saying, I don't want to give it up. He's saying that it makes a profit. It doesn't make as much right now. I'm saying that for a reason, as him doing a couple of social media posts. However, I don't think that would be fulfilling for Gerald. For what's his name? Y'all, what's his name? Jared. I don't think that would be fulfilling for Jared. Ashley is focused on the money. Now, I will say, if it was hurting them, if the Audrey's is hurting them financially, that's something different. But it's not. It is turning a profit. And I have a feeling with the show airing, they're going to see even more. She literally said the lease was up, and Jared asked to extend it 2 more months because there's a couple of people having their after party for their wedding there. And she's like, I mean, it's not their reception. And Jared doesn't want to cancel them. Let's leave them high and dry. She's like, it's not their wedding reception. It's just their after party. Actually, that's still a part of their wedding day, though. But how much you want to bet now that the show's airing, people are going to want to go. And other brides may say, oh, I'm going to use this that's a good idea. I'm going to have an after the reception, my wedding after party. After the show, it's the after party. And after the party, it's the Audrey lobby. And so he's ultimately going to keep it. And I think that's what he wants to do. Ashley wants him to step away from it, but would feel better about wanting it if Jared made the decision. It fulfills him and makes him happy. So moving on. Dolores. Now, this scene was good. Well, good for what it was. Dolores and Liz go to the Rhode Island State House. This was amazing, and more states need to do this. Legislation was passed to make menopausal women a protected class so that way they won't lose their jobs. When I tell you, that was amazing, because science never really paid attention to the woman's body and how menopause actually is a real thing. It's just not about, oh, she's mad, oh, she's hot, your body is actually changing, fogginess, all kinds of stuff, right? I even heard that some women may get like an odor for a little bit. And I was looking it up, and they said it's that, and then the odor of what older people smell like. If you use persimmon soap, they said it gets rid of it right away. I just need to, listen. So I'm like, let me look that up for when that time comes, for when the menopause comes. I just want to be whatever. And women were like losing their jobs or being forced out of their jobs when they're ready to like advance in their careers at 50 and 55 and 60. And so now, because those symptoms, they say, pass eventually. So you're not always drained. Side note, I'm going to insert a commercial here. Did I tell y'all that I went on Threads and said 40-plus-year-old Black women are there any 40-plus-year-old Black women who may have been feeling fatigued and just not feeling like themselves? Have you tried Geritol? Y'all, I got an overwhelming responses on my Threads, and it's been Sunday. It's been 17 days. Y'all, when I tell you day 8, I believe it was either day 7 or 8, I felt it. Y'all, I'm going to make a confession. I know, y'all, don't tell me they're bad for you. Don't do it. I know, okay? I already know this. I'm making a confession. I don't feel like a Red Bull every once in a while is like that. I was drinking a Red Bull every single day. And sometimes it would be like 10 o'clock in the morning. I was falling asleep at 8:30. Well, like my body was trying to fall asleep at 10:30. I literally did a study on myself and would look at the time when I started becoming exhausted, like eyes heavy, and would have to pull over. That's not good. So when I put the call out, the Black ladies told me, I'll just say out of 80 people, 73 were like, it worked for me. Y'all, I tried it. Day 7 or day 8, I am feeling like myself again for the most part, as far as energy. Now it is nasty. They say it tastes like, it's the liquid because the liquid is for energy support. Some of the ladies said they took the capsule. I did the liquid. You either suck on an orange right after. Anybody got time to be peeling an orange every single morning, even though I would peel one to take with me on the road. So I just went, bought a bottle of orange juice and kept it. Cuts the taste right away. I take my cap full of Geritol in the morning. I think my body wasn't getting enough iron. I was anemic anyway, and I think I had let it lapse for a while. And then when I started taking them again, I don't think it was enough because at one point I had to take a really high dose, and then once it was in my system, I got to take the regular ones out of the store. And at first, I wasn't consistent, but I was like, I'm not playing with that. So anyway, just a side note, ladies, if you're experiencing the fatigue and you know whether it's perimenopause, menopause, what have you, Geritol has me feeling like myself again. It has most of your B vitamins, vitamin D, and iron. But it has a high concentration of iron though, so you have to be careful if you're already taking an iron supplement. I quit taking my iron supplement at night and I just do this. When I looked it up, it said it provided like 26 out of 27 essential vitamins or something like that. So anyway, that was just a side note because talking about Liz and Dolores and all that stuff. So yes, uh, menopausal women are protected class, and we already know that Liz and Dolores are working on a menopausal gummy. They could put it in a gummy, they could put it in a strain. If when it comes from me, and if the symptoms are on me like that, I will get high to stop the symptoms if it works. I sound 100. Anyway, speaking of Dolores, I'm gonna interject this. Reality blurb exclusive. Dolores Catania is not returning to RHORI, duh, and having a tough time on Jersey. That's what Reality Blurb says. According to a source, she was not asked back. She was not invited to the reunion. As you saw on the show, she wasn't featured a lot and just wasn't necessary to move the plot forward. The main cast members are crushing it, and while Dolores was put in the mix to bring a familiar face that fans would recognize, it just ended up being not necessary. She's hardly on screen in the first season, only appearing in a few scenes. Exactly. Now they say, as far as this upcoming season of Jersey, Dolores has always been a peacemaker and the middleman, never choosing sides in the conflict between Teresa and Melissa. Now that Teresa and Melissa have made up, Dolores' role isn't as clearly defined. It's almost like she's being pushed aside a bit and isn't sure of her place. Child. Anyway, so I didn't think Dolores was needed for Rhode Island. I didn't think she was needed for Jersey. All right, moving on. Rosie shows up to Alicia's house with balloons. I think, did she have balloons? I know she had the duckies. And the duckies are when you're a Jeep Wrangler owner, you can get ducked. And so so Rosie brought little ducks that they could decorate. So Alicia's daughter helped them. And it was a really cute thing. And in her confessional, Alicia was like, Liz, she's showing up with balloons and duckies to apologize for the way she, talked to me. Rosie brings up, so Alicia does say that Liz did call her, but she didn't answer. She didn't feel like talking to her. Her family's upset with her. She doesn't want to be upset, but she's just pissed off. She's trying to diminish what she's going through. So Rosie brings up, well, Rula's party, how are you going to feel seeing her? They show a flashback of Rula calling and inviting Rosie and letting Rosie know Joellen would not be there. So Alicia's like, I'm just going to do my best, child. They also bring up the video of Brian kissing his mistress. Okay. That Joellen showed them when they were at the castle. And Alicia's like, I didn't want to tell her. Like, I just can't, like, oh my God, I don't want to do it. And Rosie's like, I think she has to know. So all the different women are getting ready for the party. Alicia is getting ready and Rosie is there. She FaceTimed Joellen and forgot Rosie was there. So Joellen's like, what are y'all getting ready for? What are y'all doing? And they're like, oh, we got invited to Rula's Arabian Nights theme party. And Joellen was like, oh, I didn't get an invite. Like her and Gary didn't get an invite, which you know was going to happen. So they hang up. We get to Rula's house. Everything looks so beautiful. Ashley and Jared are the first couple to show up. Jared has to leave early because there's trivia night at Audrey's. And by this time, Liz has shown up and they're at the table with Liz and no, I'm sorry, Liz wasn't there. It was Rula. And Jared, Ashley was like, oh, a lot. So Rula's like, I missed this. What happened? So Jared was like, pretty much Sophie and Kelsey, oh, we're just so nice to each other. Like we're joking about it, right? But so Jared has to go. Alicia and Billy are riding in the car. Alicia's not looking forward to Liz. She doesn't want to fight with her, but she's not looking forward to it. Billy's like, you've known her your whole life. Get over it. Liz and Brian were talking in their car ride. Liz is just kind of like, I don't care. I just want to move forward. Maybe I shouldn't have said it the way I said it. I just, need to move forward. Kelsey and Bill arrive. So the people are arriving. Party was beautiful. Kelsey and Sophie didn't speak to each other. Alicia arrives and Liz wasn't there yet. Or maybe I don't think Liz was there yet. However, there was a point that Liz was there and Alicia was at a table with Rosie and I'm not sure who else. And they were just kind of like helping her saying, just keep it calm. So she eventually goes over to Liz. They say hello. Everybody clears out. Liz apologizes to her. Um, I feel like it was sincere. And Alicia's like, you know what? I love you. You know, I love you. You know, I love, they love each other and they hug. Then Rosie brings up to Rula, because it was Rula, Alicia, and Rosie, right? Rula, Alicia, and Rosie at a table. Rosie brings up the video. And he's like, I just think you should know. I would want somebody to tell me. Rula's like, what video? So they tell her. Brian comes over. Rula's like, something about a video. And he's like, the timestamp. And they say it's timestamp. And he drinks his drink. They change the timestamp. Sir, they change. Rula doesn't like that Rosie brought it up at the party. However, she does tell Rosie, I think you're coming from a good place. Like, I don't think you're coming from a bad place. So they ended on that. Next week, y'all, is the season finale. And maybe that's good. Maybe we don't want an overdose of them, right? So it's a season finale and and all the couples are going away together on the trip, even Brian and Rula. Oh, and I'm sorry, there was another scene. Kelsey and Liz, were they clamming? Kelsey is putting, oh, I'm sorry, let me go back. At the party, Rosie's husband and Kelsey's boyfriend get them two to make amends. So they make amends. And there was one point when they were standing next to each other. I kind of want them to be friends, even though I don't know, I kind of do. The next scene, Kelsey and Liz, they're clamming. Kelsey feels like it's her responsibility since she's friends with Joellen and Liz to bring them together. And she's playing this. I think it's her that's playing this couples getaway. And all the couples are supposed to be going. And they're all going to be in this house. They won't be able to run from each other. So we will see what happens. Y'all let me know if y'all enjoyed this week of Rhode Island. See, I told you it was going to be quick. Next up, let's go to Miami real quick. Did y'all see this? Real Housewives of Miami's Lenny Hochstien accused of drugging and actually assaulting woman in a new lawsuit. Lenny Hochstien, the Miami plastic surgeon, best known as the ex. This is from The Girls Are Fighting on Instagram. Best known as the ex-husband of Real Housewives of Miami star Lisa Hochstein, is facing serious allegations in a newly filed civil assault. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, a woman identified as Jane Doe alleges that what began as a social encounter at Hochstein's Star Island mansion turned into a traumatic experience. The lawsuit claims Hochstein invited her to his residence under the guise of socializing and discussing potential opportunities. I wonder what opportunities. In her detailed account, Doe alleges that during the visit, Hochstein gave her a pill that he allegedly represented as melatonin. Why would you take that even? No, not blaming her. That's weird. Like, why are you giving me melatonin to take now? According to the lawsuit, she took the pill and blacked out shortly afterward, not waking up until the following morning. Doe claims that when she regained consciousness, Hochstien told her they had sex. She alleged this occurred despite her previously rejecting his advances. According to the complaint, she experienced confusion and memory gaps surrounding the incident and later became concerned that she had been drugged. Y'all. The lawsuit states that Hochstein later told her the pill was melatonin. However, Doe claims she remembered what the pill looked like, researched it online, and ultimately concluded that it was Ambien. She alleges the incident has caused lasting emotional and psychological harm. The first comment said, "Who takes a pill not knowing what it is, not judging her because no is no." That's what I was wondering, like, child, I guess we'll see how this plays out. Andy and the cameras. Y'all missing a lot over down in Miami. You really are. Lenny and Jody and Lisa having to turn themselves in, even though they're saying now that there's a good chance their stuff may be dropped for like what, wiretapping or something like that. Y'all are missing some stuff going down in Atlanta. In Miami. Look, I already got Atlanta on the brain. Moving on, let's get into Atlanta. So I want to get into a couple of things that were said in the press. We know they're all on their press runs, right? And recently, Drew went to Way Up, Angela Yee's podcast, and of course, talking about the show. Those of you that know K Michelle and know about the rumor that was said about her, you already know. But for those of you that don't, who are just in the Bravo space, it came up on the show, but basically it was said that K Michelle had a stench. I'm just trying to say it as nice as possible in her lady parts. And the guys, I played it for y'all in a previous video, and they were laughing about it, blah, 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 blah. At the Breakfast Club, they all were laughing. So Angela Yee had brought it up. So K Michelle didn't like that and was, went to film the Breakfast, or while she was doing Love and Hip Hop, she went to the Breakfast Club for an interview, and she approached Angela Yee about it and was like, as a woman, I'm paraphrasing, but pretty much, as a woman, why would you bring the rumor up? Why would you let them perpetuate it? Da, da, da. You didn't step in, you laugh, all this stuff, right? So Angela Yee addresses that in this clip that I want to show y'all. I'm scared. I just want y'all to hear it. I'm gonna let y'all hear it. Hold on.
To insinuate that was a part of the scheme.
So basically, Drew is saying Kay was insinuating that rumor, like bringing up that rumor, was part of the scheme.
Yeah, you have a history, so I'm like, at this point, what can you share? Can you share something, please?
Well, I will say that I did feel like we had this interview on the Breakfast Club, and they made us sign like this. We have to sign to be on, and they never have made us like sign before we did the interview. It's always like, sign this release after, because it's not a big deal. It's like, if you wanted to use this on Real Housewives, they might hit me up a month from now and be like, hey, can we, get this footage? No big deal. But they were like, no, you got to sign it before we say it. I was like, hold on.
So she's saying they made them sign the release in case Kay wanted to use the footage for Love and Hip Hop before the interview. But normally, in her experience, they do it after. Like she said, if Real Housewives of Atlanta, if Drew wanted to use it, they may hit her up 2 months from now. She's never had to sign it before the interview.
We about to do, no, you got to sign it first. And then all of a sudden the cameras came on, and it was like, as a woman. And it turned into this whole thing.
It was a whole scene.
And I was like, I didn't say nothing about you that was bad. It was something that was in a song that, and I just felt like, okay. And then on the exit out, it was like, how is that going to be for the cameras? And I just felt like, I could tell that between the sign this release first, and by the time you left, I knew it was like, okay, this is going to be great for the show.
Oh.
And so I felt like that's what it was. So in that, I was like, Angela, don't get him nothing for them to be able to like manipulate this, put it on TV. And I was just really trying to be like, all right, I'm not going to say nothing. You got it. Like,
got it.
Yes,
yeah. Which is interesting, you know.
And then after that, I really haven't like, I don't really talk about it or get into it, but I just feel like all the time it's like, Angela this, and it's like, I honestly like don't really care. And I think even watching the show, even bringing that up in that interview, I felt like it brought attention to something that it didn't need to have attention brought to it again. You could have said it to me separately and been like, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And I would have been like, oh, that was never my intention. Because I think intention matters. And I think my intention is never like to try to play somebody. But I think that sometimes on reality TV, people like to have things that they can use to be like, yeah.
Yeah, and that's not how I operate either. Like, I will, try to get to know everybody because that's my intention. So I'm not the girl that's going to dig up the dirt and try to get a receipt, but I will keep one. If you try to pull my card, I will.
The receipt.
Honey, because we got.
Drew said, I'm not the type of person to dig up a receipt, but I will keep one. Well, where would you get it from? I'm just asking. Remember, Portia in her confessional said, Drew has been known to get information on people, but I don't think she did that with Kay.
I'm not going to, people want to say, oh, Drew lies. No, because I always have the evidence to back up whatever I'm saying, but I'm not going to go and find it. I'm not going to go search for it. I'm not going to try to do anything to destroy another woman. But if you come for me, I'm more than capable of defending myself, standing for myself. I'm not no punk, and I'm not going to allow someone to bully me. And I've been, maneuvering this group for a while now. So it's like, and the group is changed.
You're getting used to it.
So I'm like, this is what we're not going to do. I think she tried to.
So here's the thing with Angela. I know she's saying I brought up something that was in a song or I brought up this. There is a part of me that does feel at the end of the day, why even bring that up so it can be discussed as a woman? Seriously. I don't know that I would bring that up for them to talk about, for the guys to talk about, like she did when the two guys were there. I forget their name. One was Mano, right? Why would you bring it up? And then you're laughing and kikiing about it. Even if K. Michelle was like, my reaction, let's say she didn't care and was like, I'm still going to create a moment around it in case they use it for Love and Hip Hop, because I don't think they used it on Love and Hip Hop. I just don't see myself bringing something like that up about another woman that I didn't have beef with or who hadn't said anything about me. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, do y'all think that Angela was being truthful in this statement? Or do you think even if that was the case and Kay was going to try to create a moment for Love and Hip Hop in case they used it, that Angela still shouldn't have brought it up? What y'all think? Now, remember when Kay was on Watch What Happens Live, didn't Andy say that Kay begged for it not to be brought up about her, this rumor to not be brought up? She begged him only for her to turn around and bring it up. So it does make you wonder, then, are you creating a moment around this rumor yourself? Because you're begging them not to bring up the rumor only for you to turn around and bring it up. I know you keep saying you're trying to get ahead of it, but I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drew has some more to say, child. Drew Sidora talks about her telling Kay, you don't fit in. Let's listen to that.
See where she DM'd him. Was it like, hey, handsome or something like that?
Oh, no. Right now they're talking about at the finale. I believe she said at the finale or on the trip. One of those places. DMs, I guess, are going to be released and revealed with Kay and Black. Things are going to come to light.
I mean, well, it's a lot of things said, and you're going to have to watch because the finale is crazy.
Okay.
It's crazy, and it goes down. Literally, it goes down because it goes at an all time because it was like, no, you've been perpetuating this story, and now we got to set the record straight. So we have a moment, and there are things that you will find out and you will see the truth. And I think the people are smart watching, like, we know the truth and people can see what's fake and what's not. Mm-hmm. And right now I'm like, girl, what are we doing?
Right. Like, you said that you don't really fit in to the... Do you stand by that now to say, or because, I saw when there was a conversation happening, like, well, maybe that wasn't the nicest thing to say. Like,
that's what Angela said.
She had said to me, actually, that, I'm about to be out of the group. That's what she said to me.
She told you were about to get out of the group?
Yes. She was saying I was about to be out of the group. And I'm like,
Well, you pulled up a receipt where she DM'd him.
She was saying I was about to be out of the group. And I'm like, how? But you haven't been here that long. Let's see if you last. And you don't fit in. That was my response to her, just coming at me a lot of different ways where we almost literally had a fight. So I'm like, listen, I'm not used to fighting. I don't do that, but I'm more than capable of fighting if we need to. But that's not the energy I operate out of. But yeah, she had said a lot of things to me that I'm like, where is this energy coming from? I don't know her. I was looking forward to getting to know her. So
you guys are both singers, in your own right. But like I said, and I've told you this numerous times, I don't like people trying to play with your accolades.
Same.
Like, honestly, such a long history of being Drew Sidora.
I have my box office movies.
Yeah.
She has her album from 2013. She hasn't won a Grammy. I haven't won a Grammy. Right. So I think we're both going for, a Grammy at this. She was saying I was about to be out of the group. I'm like.
So now if Kay was telling her you're going to be out of the group, I want to know when this was. I hope they get more into it, whether it's at the reunion or it comes up. Then Drew saying you don't fit in, whatever. Because how you knew coming in saying it? You just got here. A lot of us talking about this show have been saying that. I feel like people think Drew is an easy target and Kay is one of those people. And I think she thought that could possibly work in her favor when getting in with the other ladies. Shamea had an issue with Drew on Portia's behalf last season. Kelly had an issue with Drew on behalf of Shamea last season. Like took up a fight with Drew that she had nothing to do with. Portia had an issue. All three of them returning. Phaedra has said stuff about Drew that was all in the media before this season even started filming. So now that's 4 people. And here, Kay coming in, oh yeah, I'm going to go for Drew as well. Even if she wasn't trying to pick a team, it still is like, right. So this interview, clips have been going all over, and someone asked Kay about certain parts of it, right? Brooklyn of Brooklyn Media caught up with Kay Michelle and asked her about Angela Yee's comments on Way Up with Angela Yee while Drew Sidora was a guest. Let's listen. Now, this is from, shout out to No Chaser TV. Y'all, we can watch this. Now, this is Kay's response to this interview about Drew and about Angela Yee.
Angela Yee kind of rehashed the whole.
Angela Yee.
You heard that? He said Angela Yee kind of rehashed the old, and she said F Angela Yee. He said, oh.
Because I rolled up on you, and you couldn't handle it. But other than that, it's Drew the best.
She said, because I rolled up on you, and you couldn't handle it, to Angela. And then she says about that, other than that, I wish Drew the best.
As someone, that we're dealing with some things now. I think she's a beautiful girl. Yeah, I think she's a loser.
So she said, as someone who's dealing with some things now, I think she's a beautiful girl, talking about Drew, and then says, Yee, I think she's a loser.
And I can have her job. That's
and I can have her job.
Angela Yee kind of rehashed the whole.
Angela Yee. Because I rolled up on you, and you couldn't handle it. But other than that, it's Drew the best. As someone, that we're dealing with some things now. I think she's a beautiful girl. Yeah, I think she's a loser, and I can have her job. That's it.
Angela Yee kind of rehashed the whole.
Isn't that crazy? Let's get into some more press runs. Let's get into, this is from Kay. Kay, so somebody said every time I open up an app, it's a person speaking on Kay Michelle, baby, she eating y'all up every week, every day. Hashtag her job is done. Kay says, OMG, I went to sleep at 9 p.m. yesterday after travel. I wake up every morning to something new. I can't be nice. I'm backpedaling. I can't throw shade. I'm a mean girl. I can't cry. I'm sensitive. I can't be quiet. I'm boring or bigger than the program. I can't tell what was brought to me. I'm lying. I can't walk away from rage baiting. I'm scared. I can't have friends. I'm on a team. I can't talk my fake accent. I can't be rushed to the hospital, attention seeking. I can't get married to who I want. She forced him. I tweet, not classy. I don't tweet. Why she quiet? We ran her off. Connie, in this world we live in, I guess it's safe to say I'm doing my job. Now look, I'll agree on some of the things with fans. Sometimes it's like you can't win for losing. However, all of this she does seem to be backpedaling in some of her interviews pertaining when it came, whether it was about Portia or Drew. Recent ones, like on her press run. It does seem like that. I don't know. I just feel like Kay is irking me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Her leaving the scene, I would have been okay with her leaving had she addressed Drew and they had a showdown and she was like, look, I didn't told you what you said. You know what you said. I'm about to sit here and listen to you be fake. But she got up, didn't even address, like Drew said, I haven't heard anything because she ain't told Drew. So if she had to me, that scene would have played so much better on Kay's behalf if she had told her and then Drew, say, denied it, and let's say she had proof or whatever, and then left. But like, girl, Kay says she doing her job. Y'all think Kay is on her job with Housewives? Y'all let me know. Last thing, Shamea is on her press run too, honey. Shamea sat down with Darren Karp, who is Andy's assistant, and played a little game. This is from The Girls Are Fighting. Let's get into it.
All right, I know you will. I know you will. All right, 60 seconds on the clock.
All right.
Which new housewife do you think won't be holding a peach next season?
Oh man, that's hard. Ugh. Drew Nokio. They said which new housewife. Drew is not a new housewife. Girl, she's determined to make this Drew Nokio happen.
Which housewife do you feel will read you to filth?
Okay, Michelle.
Which housewife do you think will be the next headed for divorce?
Oh my gosh, I hope nobody. Roulette.
Which housewife is only there for a check?
Phaedra. I'm with her.
Who in the group rehearses their reads?
Angela.
Who in the group do you think has no
agree.
storyline this season?
There's a couple of them, but let's just go with Drew Nokio again.
Who in the group is the most...
Here's my thing. Because it's either answer or roulette. That's why she did roulette on the divorce. She went with Drew Nokio about having no story. I mean, the case could be said, like, why? I wonder why Drew. Well, we know why. I don't know, y'all. Let's get back to it.
calculated behind the scenes?
Oh, I would definitely say Portia. That, do y'all hear that? That question, who do you think is the most calculated behind the scenes? Child.
Who is living beyond their means?
Drew Nokio. She has an entourage, but yet she's got all these damn people that she owes.
Last one. Which housewife
Now, could the same be said about Kelly? I'm just saying. Okay, go ahead.
is jealous of your life?
Oh. Do I have to just say one?
You can list. Feel free to list, my friend.
Well, I think everybody knows that if they just dig deep, but roulette.
Roulette. Okay. My calculation is we had 2 roulettes.
I'm going to always tell the truth.
All
now.
right. I know you will. All right. 60 seconds on the clock.
She said, when they said, what housewife wants your life? She said, if you dig deep enough, you'll be able to find out. Y'all think she was talking about Portia? There's a part of me that, because if it was anybody else, she would have said it. I don't know what y'all think. I think she might have been talking about, and I'm not mad. Listen, she asked her and she gave her answers. But what y'all think?
Did the interview.
Oh, sorry. What y'all think? These ladies better bring this same energy to the reunion. All of them. Same energy that you have on these press runs, bring them to the reunion. Okay? Y'all let me know what y'all think about all of it. I love y'all so much. Of course, I will be back this week. Tomorrow, I will be recapping Summer House Part 3 with my girl Keisha. She was here last week. Recapping Part 2, so we will be recapping Part 3. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you have a hype and you want to hype the video. And I love y'all. Talk to y'all later. See ya.